All right. You know what? That's where that countdown just like pops on and it's like, here we go. Like I felt like it should like fade in. But anyway, hello everybody. Thank you for joining us. We're here for another quick live with one of our speakers for our Reclaim You event. So if this is your first time, well, first of all, today we are going to talk about being more bold in your business, right?
Mhm.
And that's going to lead into the topic that Sarah is actually going to discuss during the Reclaim You event. So if you have not signed up already or registered to watch live at the Reclaim You event, I'm not sure what you're waiting for, but I've got the link in the description where you can sign up. You can go to reclaimyourinfluence.com and register to be there live, to watch us live. All right. And it's a we're giving a free registration right now. So you actually going to get these tips live for free on February 2nd and 3rd. You don't want to miss this. We've got some amazing speakers. So if you're like, you know what? First of all, who's this woman talking and why should I believe what the heck she's saying? Right? Because you've never even seen me before. This is your first time. I'm gonna quickly introduce myself. I'm Mylika Follette, and I work with wellness professionals to step away from that chasing that grind and move toward monthly recurring revenue using visibility strategies, productivity hacks, and of course, mindset shifts. We get to work less, live more, and feel better while you reclaim your revenue. And I am the host of the Reclaim You event. It's going to be a networking series and business training, basically. So on Friday, which is day one, we actually have several speakers talking about things that are going to sharing resources, tools, strategies to help you get out of your own way. Many times we find that that's what's happening in our business. We're in our own way, right? And then on day two, we're going to have amazing expert speakers sharing real strategies, real solutions, real tools to move forward in your business. Now that you're out of your way, you get to move forward, right? And and really achieve the goals that you've set. Because this is 2024. We're tired of it. We don't want to have another year of I got these goals, and then at the end of the year, you look in December and you're like, well, what happened to them, right? So Sarah is incredible, and I don't even want to tell all the tools she has because, like, some of the things I'm like, okay, I'm getting this myself. So Sarah is here. I'm gonna let Sarah introduce herself, but wait till you hear. Sarah's going to be speaking on Saturday. You want to register for this event and hear what she has to say and what she's sharing because it's amazing. It's literally game changing. It's will change your business. I'm not even kidding. All right, so Sarah, go ahead before I just keep talking. Introduce yourself.
Thank you. I am Sarah. I'm a growth strategist to ambitious ex corporate moms who refuse to be restricted by the outdated work and social norms that the entrepreneurial, you know, ecosystem likes to keep us boxed into. And it's all about building a business and a legacy of success your way. I help craft sustainable growth strategies that allow you to work less while increasing your profitability.
Yes, absolutely. And did you hear the word sustainable? I just wanted to ensure that folks heard that because
Oh, it's
one
key.
of the things that Sarah and I have in common is we're both moms, right?
Mhm.
And when we went to build our businesses, we were like, I can't just do all these random things that people were doing. I've got all these people that rely on me, these people that came out of me that
Mhm.
rely on me, and I've got to create a business that fits into that life that I have rather than these 12, 14-hour days of working. Sarah, how did you find that for you? How did you come to that?
Well, I actually ended so I've been an entrepreneur part-time since 2010.
Mhm.
But I was like doing, side gig consulting and I still had my day job. And in 2020, I was working my side gig and my day job and homeschooling and pandemic and all of this stuff happening. And it got to the point where it was like I got to quit something. So I quit my day job. There's a long story behind that I'm not going to get into today. What drove me to actually go, I've had it, and just leave. So I went full time on my business in 2020. And a lot of what I had been kind of coached to do was from, I mean, and they're like, I'm not throwing shade at coaches, there's a lot of really good advice out there. But when you've got a 20, 30 something coach talking to a 48-year-old mom of two and saying, you got to work this many hours, you got to have this many coffee chats, you got to be on all these platforms, you got to do
Mhm.
this. The strategies in and of themselves, there's nothing wrong with them, but they didn't fit my life. They didn't fit what I wanted to do. So
Mhm.
I went from working 9 to 5 to working 24/7.
Yes.
And, you know, my whole reason for wanting to finally work for myself primarily was spending time with my kids.
Mhm.
I missed my older daughter's first words and her first steps because she was in daycare, and I
Mhm.
just had my second, and I was like, "I'm gonna miss hers too."
Mhm.
And so I'm working for myself, but I'm, like, working all the hours God could possibly send me to try and keep up with all of the things I'm supposed to do in my business.
Right.
And so that was, you know, one day I was on a client call and my little one, she's 2 years old at the time, and she was screaming blue murder, like she wanted mom.
Mhm.
And I was like, you know, one hand kind of off the screen holding her away, and my husband's trying to get her, and
Mhm.
my other daughter's trying to get her, and she was not having it. And I said, "What am I doing? Why am I trying to run this business like I was trying to run my corporate job where, you know, I'm apologizing for my kids, I'm hiding my kids, that's not what I wanted." So it was kind of that was the aha moment for me where I realized I need to completely shift the way I'm working.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I'm just gonna be running myself into burnout and
Yeah,
missing out on my kids.
exactly. Doing like and then it's like you don't feel like you're winning anywhere.
No, and you're not making progress on your business because 'cause you're so distracted that you're
Exactly.
just pushing paper around and you're, you know, doom scrolling, and I think I did that, and I'm doing a little bit it's just constant
Mhm.
task switching and just making yourself crazy for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like at some point the ish hits the fan and it's like I've got to be doing like I want my life back.
Yeah,
And I mean, I will tell you, I've been in that same situation and been like, I'm just forget it. Like I'm about to just burn down this whole business and not
mhm,
even start over. Like I'm gonna burn it down because guess what? Corporate felt better than this, right? Like it was such burnout that it
yeah,
felt like, you know what? I'm going back. But then it's like when you get that moment of, you know what? I could actually be doing this differently. I don't have to
yeah,
do what everybody else told me to do.
yeah,
You know? It
yeah,
gets to be done differently. And can you give one tip? Because I know you're gonna give a full strategy,
yeah,
at the Reclaim You event. I'm super excited about that. And for folks, if you haven't registered, go ahead and register. The link is in the description of this video. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and, put it on the screen. Hey, Carmela. Put it on the screen, but go ahead and register because this is game changing, right? But can you give a tip, for that mom coach out there, or that
yeah.
mom entrepreneur out there who's like in that phase of it feels like I'm doing everything or it feels like nothing is working. Can you give her one tip to be bold in her business and really kind of stand out and do the things that she needs to do?
Absolutely, and I will talk about this. This is tip number 3 of my 4 tips that I'm gonna be sharing at the retreat. But this one is a game changer for a lot of people, and it is honoring your capacity.
Mm,
Like, honestly, being honest about how much time you really have. Like, we are praised to do more, be more. She's a superwoman. I can't believe she handles it. Why? Why are you trying to be a superwoman? You don't need to be a superwoman. You need to be you. And so for me, I think the biggest game changer was the day I honored my capacity. Like, I do not have the time, the mental bandwidth, the physical energy. Like, I don't have the time to do all of these things.
mhm,
Here's how much time I have. And
exactly.
that forced me to get really intentional about what I did every day, because when you have only 5 hours or, you know, 2 hours or 3, I mean, this week, you know what this week has been like for me. I've been driving all over the you know, maybe you don't have consistent number of hours per week, but knowing exactly what to do because you've honored your capacity is an absolute game changer. And that is how you work less, because I can't remember what the rule is called. There's a rule where the amount of work you do or the time you take will expand the amount of time you give it. So
Yes.
if you are chaining
Mhm,
yourself to your desk from 9 to 5, it is gonna take you from 9 to 5 to do everything every day.
mhm,
But if you're
exactly.
like, "I got 3 hours today. Let's get serious and let's get
Make it
focused."
happen. Mhm.
That's how long it's gonna take you. So
Yeah.
that's my biggest tip, is start being honest and honoring your capacity.
Yeah. That's huge. That is major because I think because it most people will say, you know, well, I'm going to work from, let's just from 1 to 5 today, right?
Yeah.
And then it's 7:30, you haven't cooked dinner, you haven't put anything together, and you're still working. And the thing that you thought you were going to do from 1 to 5 still
Mhm,
isn't done. So
mhm.
it's like, what is that? So it's like, and I'm not going to, I know you're going to tell people what that looks like I've already seen a little bit of her talk. So it's going to be amazing to show you like what you can do during that 1 to 5 to actually complete, you know, to actually
Mhm.
complete what you wanted to do rather than saying, okay, I'm gonna work from 1 to 5. And then 5 o'clock rolls around and you're like, well, I just got to finish this one last email,
Yeah.
or I just got to finish this one last social media post. So let me just finish that. You look up and it's 7:30. The kids are knocking at the door. Mommy, I'm hungry. Or, what are we eating? Can I have a snack or whatever? And you're
Mhm.
like, shoot, how is it 7:30 already?
Yeah.
And that comes from, like you said, not honoring your capacity
Yeah.
and really looking at, because then when that happens, you feel like you failed, even if it's for
That's
that
a big
day.
one. Yeah, that
Mhm,
coach over there is making so much money so quickly, and I'm over here hustling, and I can't. It really helps shift a lot of your perspective when you're honest about what you can actually accomplish in a particular timeline.
mhm,
Giving and capacity is not just about your time. It's like your the support systems that you have in place,
mhm,
the knowledge, the experience that you have. Like there's so many things that factor into how quickly you can do things.
mhm. Yep.
And I think that, that's so the other really wonderful thing, I'm just gonna tease people a little bit,
Oh.
if that's okay.
Yeah.
If you sign up and come to this talk, you're also going to get a strategy that fits no matter what phase or stage of business you're at. So this is not like
Mhm,
just for people who've been in business for 6 years or people who are this is like the stuff I'm gonna talk about is applicable at every stage because it gets to be tailored to you.
mhm, exactly, and the tool, I can't help it. This tool the tool that she is going to share is like, whoa, like, it's going to literally give you your time back. Like, and you all know me, or who's been watching me for a while, you know that I'm all about like working less, making more, right? I'm all about getting your time back. I have a whole program called Reclaim Your Time. Like that is my thing, right? And so this tool that Sarah has, literally, it was like it's like looking at something. It's like I couldn't have created it, but it's exactly what I would think of to create because it literally is a tool for productivity and efficiency.
Mhm.
It's golden. So yeah.
I'm very excited. I think it's gonna help change a lot of people's perspective about how they're approaching their business and what's actually possible for them because that like that's the thing, right? Like being able to kind of go, holy smokes, I can actually do all the things that I want to do in the
Mhm.
time that I have. I don't need Beyonce's 24 hours to do what I want to do. Right.
Exactly, and that's what everybody thinks. They
Yeah.
think, if I'm gonna do this, it's like you we live in this space where we assume that we have to be working these 12-hour days because that's what we did last time we made this amount of money, or last time we worked, last time the business was successful, or last time, whatever goal was achieved, we were working crazy. So we think in order to continue achieving that, gotta work that crazy. And
Mhm.
it's just not true.
It's not true.
Yep. Honestly, and I think you and I have both said this before, in conversations that we've had that the times that, and I've heard this actually from other people as well, other entrepreneurs as well, is that the times that we have like allowed ease in, you
Mm,
know, allowed, focus on our mental and our physical health, right? That's when the business is most successful.
mhm.
Because guess what? Some of that stress and some of that pressure is taken off and things are allowed to actually flow.
Yeah.
And incorporating that with a system that allows us to really be more productive and effective,
Mhm.
game changer, right?
Yeah.
Like absolute game changer. So I'm super excited about this. If you have not registered for Reclaim You events, for our Reclaim You event yet, go ahead and register. You can go to it's on here. Look, it's on the screen. reclaimyourinfluence.com, or you can go to reclaimyouretreats.com. I put it in I think it's got to be in like the comments. I put it there. I have it on the screen right now. It's in the description. Like it's everywhere you need to go to find it, right? So get into this, into like watching it live. For those in Florida, you can actually be there in person as well. If that's something you want, you can go to Reclaim You retreats as well and be there with us in person. This is a game changer for self. Like I said, day one is about self, and day two is about business. Let's get out of our own way so we can step into the business that we want, right? I call it business by design. All right. So,
Mhm.
Sarah, any final thoughts or anything?
You
Okay.
deserve this. 24 like the era of the hustle is over This is 2024. We're in the era of ease, and ease does not mean easy. It just means simplifying and streamlining so you're getting all of the things that matter to you spaced in your life.
Yes, love it. Well, thank you all for staying with us, and we will see y'all on. Well, I'm sure, knowing me, I'll be live multiple times before this, but we'll see y'all. We'll probably be live together on Thursday too next week.
Yes.
We'll be live multiple times. We will see y'all for the Reclaim You event on Friday, February 2nd, and Saturday, February 3rd. So next Friday, 1 week from today. All right. It's 11 a.m. to about 2:30 p.m. All right. We will see y'all there. Everybody have a great day. I'm so excited. Oh, I got to end the stream.